What a difference a freaking day makes, right? My Lord. That was something else. Anyone get a piece of that face ripper? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's all I got to say about that. Bad news is we aren't out of the woods yet. Nothing's changed other than some of the nothing's really changed. The news flows just got a little better. You know, tariffs aren't canceled, they're just suspended for 90 days. We're still under the 200-day moving average. We're still facing a threat of a global recession. But at least we don't also have the threat of the self-inflicted threat of tariffs we're doing to us, shooting ourselves in the foot at the same time. Like I've always said, let's get through the global recession and do tariffs next year, you know. All right, so what's going on here? Or let's do tariffs never. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good day. Let's I want to zoom out and get a little bit of perspective on this. Holy cow, look at this. Look at this bar, this one bar right here. My gosh. Lows 493, highs 548. That's 7 plus 48. So that's 56 on a base of 550. That's just exactly 10% pretty much. 10% move. Wow. All right, but still focus on this blue line right here in the middle that's now sloping downward. That's the 200-period moving average. Until we're above there, we aren't out of the woods, and even after we're above there, we aren't out of the woods. But anyway, this will darn sure help. This will give us a rally to sell that'll set a lower high, but then hopefully we'll get a higher low. And then start a trend back up. We just need to establish a higher low. I guess we did that today. I guess no, it's just 3 days in a row. But at some point we'll have a day that comes down. We'll establish a higher low, and it'll be a wonderful thing. But like I say, then we have to see what happens when we get to the 200-day. It currently sits about 571. That's the next battle. Here's Bitcoin to dollar. And Bitcoin's low was 74, high was 82. So, it moved 5% or something, but TLT was up today. Coinbase was up 16%. And look at that. And it doesn't look like anything on that chart. That's a 16% bar right there. AMD was up 23%. Holy cow. Look how far it's fallen. That's up 23%. Coney was up 11%. Look, even little AMDY was up 17%. Think about that. And I dumped that one, but my Lord, that's incredible. All right, well, let's look at some other stuff. So yeah, there's no one here again today. Yesterday I did my afternoon stream and there's no one here. I see there's 3 of you guys here, 3 live viewers, and I appreciate you guys. For some reason, my streams aren't getting pushed out there anymore, but that's fine. I appreciate the ones of you that are here. Let's look at the buffer report. Here's the index buffer report. So what's up the most? Let's go. SFOL, 15%. Wow. LFGY, 12%. GPTY, 10%. Holy cow. SEPI, 9.48%. FEPI, 10%. My Lord. All right, well, that's good to see. Yield max buffer report. I mean, How is ARC down today? ARC is down 4%. Everything else looks great. Let's look at the Altiverse. I got some more Alti today. I bought some more ULTY and some more GPTY. Average stock in the Alti universe up 7. Alti itself is up 3.6. That is just wonderful to see. LFGY. I thought about getting some LFGY, but I didn't. But I mean, that's incredible. MicroStrategy's up 25%. Robinhood up 22%. GPTY killing it up 12%, as with a lot of the stocks in their portfolios, up 12%. Let's look at Chippy. CHPY also just killing it today. Good job, Chippy. Average stock in Chippy's universe was up 16%. Now that's a bounce back. That's a face ripper. That is a face ripping rally. All right. Well, now I see there's 9 of you guys here, which is good. All right. So let's look at, we can look at several things now. I guess let's look at my model portfolio. Made some changes in it today. All right, here it is. And this is based on the old allocations, but this is how much, this is what I have and how much it accounted for. If I hadn't changed everything, this is how much it would have accounted for being up or down. If I hadn't changed everything, I'd be up 2.8, whereas the market was up more than 10. You can see YQQQ cost me 2 points, but GPTY, ULTY, GDX, these other ones were doing well for me, right? All right. Yeah, I need to, this one will be updated tomorrow, but what I did is YQQQ, well, let's see, here's my allocations. Where's the allocation chart? Okay, here's the allocation chart. YQQQ is now about half of that, a little bit less than half. YQQQ is about 10 or 12%. GPTY went up a little bit because I added some, and I added some ULTY. A little bit, not very much. I kept GDXY where it is, kept Zomo where it is. I'm out of fiat, done with fiat, done with dips, but I used the money to try to buy some or I didn't try to buy some YSPY. I tried to buy some YQQY, which is from the same company, from Granite Shares. I guess Tasty Trade doesn't have it yet, or it's not trading yet, but I put it in Tasty Trade and it wasn't there, and it was like 5 minutes till the close, so I just got some more YSPY. I was just going to get some YQQY. I thought maybe I had the wrong symbol, so I tried YQYY, and that didn't work. And I'm pretty sure it's YQQY. Right. Anyway, but that's not a big deal. Thought about adding some yield, some YMAX or some QQQY, but I didn't. All right, so we'll see how I do. So tomorrow, all these allocations will be updated, and then these totals will reflect live during the day how the portfolio is actually doing, and we can monitor it. Okay, so now let's look at some option trades. I'm just trying to kill time until there's questions from you guys. Usually there's a dozen questions because, like I said, I don't think YouTube is pushing this. I don't know, for whatever reason. Like I've been shadow banned. Like I'm shadow banned because I'm on the wrong side of the politics on YouTube. Anyway, all right. I wanted to look at, boy, there's a lot of green on that chart. Pairs trade, that NVIDIA pairs trade that I showed you guys at the end of the day is up 700, but the hedge is down 200. So you're up 5 if you did that. You're up 5 if you did that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in here we were talking about. Oh, let's look at that volatility straddle I've been talking about right there, where the guy straddled the 20. He bought the 20 put and call. Then it went up to 40. Then we did it for. Then we sold his 20 put and call and bought a 40 put and call, not knowing what's going to happen. And now the 40 put is probably going to pay pretty big. So that the original position made, well, it's up $529. It was up like $1,700 yesterday, but it's up less today because volatility went down. This is a long volatility straddle, but we rolled to right there. We rolled to this one we rolled to this one, which is almost out of the valley of death. If volatility keeps going down, this trade will be a winner. Anyway, we're just doing that. No one should really be trading VIX straddles. I just think that's interesting. I can't believe that guy did that trade, and it turned out to be a great trade. Here's where I found it. I found it over here in flow, which just means options that big guys are trading. And so maybe we need to start paying more attention to this. Let's see what they were buying today. They were buying MSTY. Look at that. $5.87 million. And this is option flow. So this isn't buying MSTY. This is buying MSTY options. Lots of it. Look at this guy. Bought $1 million worth of Misty calls. Wow. All right, so let's see what else people were buying, or let's see what people were selling. So they were buying Misty, selling Walmart. Heck, the recession's not over, right? We're still under the 200-day. Things are still bad. Things are still bad. It's just the self-inflicted part of the recession's suspended for now for 90 days. But what else were people selling? VXX, that's a volatility product. That's bullish when people are selling that. JP Morgan has earnings this week, and people bought $17 million worth of calls. Maybe we need to do an earnings trade in JP Morgan or something. We'll look at that tomorrow. I believe it's Friday before the open, actually. All the banks report Friday below the open. We are probably going to do some type of pairs trade on that. We're probably going to be long some of the banks, maybe in short some of the banks. If you guys are interested in that, we can do that. Something like that. But yeah, next time I see somebody put on a volatility straddle, and it was a lot, it was like $1.5 million position. I need to do the same thing, right? It only cost $354, and yesterday it was a $1,700 profit. It's the way these volatility straddles work. As long as volatility goes up in either direction, it makes money. When we were trading at 40, see, you can see right there at 40, it's worth $1,700. But when at 30, that same trade's worth $695. At 28, where we're at, it's worth $500. If it goes back to 20, it'll be worth negative. But like I say, but now we're rooting for it to go. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to show it. Jay Petrocelli, whenever he used to have on his podcast, which I haven't heard in forever, he used to always tell people, and it's good advice, don't trade the VIX. And the retail shouldn't trade the VIX. And that's probably a good idea. Even these will candidates are finally coming to life now. Everything looks good. The other thing I'm worried about now is I hope that we don't want war to break out in Iraq with the Houthis. Probably we're just posturing and stuff, but I'm worried about being under 200-day moving average. I'm worried about inflation and the global recession, and I'm worried about war breaking out also and causing some kind of shock to the supply chain, mainly oil. But anyway. What are you guys worried about today? What do I prefer, tariffs or income tax? I prefer neither. I'm a free trade, low. It's not a choice between tariffs or income tax. I'm a free trade guy. I prefer the way it's been the past 30 years, where we patrolled the world's oceans, we kept things safe, and and everyone got to trade freely. I like that system. I'm a free trade, Milton Friedman type. I'm also real populistic. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a Trumper, so that's why I'm not, and it's not, I'm a conservative. I've always supported conservative candidates, just not Trump. But anyway, all right. Hey, Max, and I appreciate you for being here, GJ. And yes, I supported him. I'm not going to I've never voted for a liberal. I'm not going to start now, but I voted for him, but didn't support him. Let's just say that. And I think after, and I feel pretty good about my decision, seeing the way the first couple of months has started off. This has been historically awful, in my opinion. But we shall see, though. He always pulls a rabbit out of a hat. The thing if you guys watched the Trump movie this summer, that was one of the best movies of the summer. It had the guy from what's that dude's name? It had the dude from the show about hedge fund guys. It's I can't think of the guy's name. His last name is Roy, Roy. And it's not Entourage. It's a show like Entourage, but it's about a wealthy family. It's based on the Murdoch family. It's based on like a family takeover. It's called, the word it is synonymous with takeover, but it's not takeover. Anyway, help me out in the comments. But Kendall Roy is the dude's name, right? Is that his name? Anyway, that's an excellent show. That is an excellent show. Yeah, it was an amazing rip today, GJ. You were up 46% today. LFGY 11%. That was amazing. All right, Koa, what are you saying? You got capped with some covered calls, some trades, but you're happy to get the cash, yeah, and evaluate later. Yeah, no, I agree with you. The bear market's not over yet. Let's keep an eye on that 200-day moving average. I think that'll be the first clue. Oh, I know what I was going to say about that movie this summer. That was a great movie on Trump. And it went back to when he was a kid, and it showed his relationship with Roy Cohen, who was kind of the guy that kind of mentored him in business. And Roy Cohen was a tough guy. And just had to never give in, never admit defeat, never, whatever. But that's Trump's, and that's his superpower. That's his superpower is he will, if he's on an issue, he will not stop until he gets it done. He'll not give up on it. He'll never admit defeat. He's, if you're in a fight, you want him on your side. I'm saying that for sure. I'm just saying, I've seen other presidents that have started off their first couple of months better than Trump has. I was really disappointed starting off with the crypto pump and dump. There's, and then all this tariff nonsense. So, but anyway, like I say, a lot of that stuff, a lot of people gave up on him and stuff, and he never gives up on himself. And you have to give it to him. That guy, he will never quit. And that's something I really didn't appreciate to the degree I did until I watched that movie. I know that sounds weird, but I was watching that movie, and by the end of the movie, I was like, I think I get him now. That's just how he is. He's just never going to give up, never admit defeat. And because that's kind of what Roy Cohen, his guy that kind of showed him the ropes in New York did. Anyway, that's a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. But yeah, I would prefer, it's not a choice between taxes and tariffs. The tariffs weren't going to bring down our taxes anyway. The tariffs are a tax on us. To the extent, I guess it's like taking money from your left pocket and putting it in your right pocket. But yeah, anyway. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you all for being here. And I hope you guys have a beautiful afternoon. I know I'm going to as well. I'm going to watch this market all night. I'll be here in the morning. And I'll be here tonight if you guys want to talk about tariffs or whatever in Discord or trading or whatever. Come join us in Discord and hit me up there. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. You have a wonderful day. Peace.